WCCB News Edge with Morgan Fogarty and Rance Adams starts now.
I have nothing. I don't have an explanation. I've told you everything I know. Told him everything I know. There's nothing else I can add to it. I have no explanation for what happened. I don't have an explanation for what happened.
And there you go. The man at the center of the Deflategate controversy, you like that, says he didn't know anything about it. Several times, over and over and over, he didn't know anything. 11 out of 12 balls, and you're the cheatingest team in the league? Easy to believe, right? This is The Edge. I'm Rance Adams.
And I'm Morgan Fogarty. The league still hasn't said much officially, but there hasn't been much disputed so far either. An investigation found 11 of the 12 of the Patriots' game balls were lower than the legal pressure, which could make them easier to throw and to catch. It's not yet clear what could happen if the investigation determines it was the Patriots' fault. And frankly, the NFL says it simply isn't going to comment on the matter at this time.
Yeah, but the Patriots are, after all, after Bill Belichick's statements earlier in the day. Tom Brady also took time to talk to the media, since Bill kind of threw him under the bus by saying Tom's preferences on the footballs were something he could talk about, so he did. Kinda.
I have no knowledge of anything. I have no knowledge of any wrongdoing of any.
Nobody did anything.
Yeah, I'm very comfortable saying that. I'm very comfortable saying that nobody did it. As far as I know, I don't know everything. You know, I like them at the way that I like them, which is at 12.5. I mean, to me, that's a perfect grip for the football.
It's the same song, second verse from what Belichick had to say.
Actually, old Billy Boy had a response to Tom's response, just a little while ago.
I have nothing.
I see nothing. I know nothing. I see nothing. I know nothing.
I thought that line sounded a little familiar. One of the most interesting parts of Brady's press conference today was when a reporter said to him, and I'm paraphrasing, are you an honest player? And instead of Tom just saying, yes, I'm an honest player, I would never cheat, I would never intentionally deflate these balls, he was like, I would like to think I am an honest player. And
Well, I mean, when you think about players, as a former athlete, don't let the big body fool you. You know, you're always pushing buttons, trying to get away with something that might be a little bit on the shady side. But as far as believing, I was listening to Mark Brunell and a bunch of NFL players, and Brunell says 3 days before a game, he would get the balls, grip the ones that they were going to use for a game. Those he didn't like, throw away. Those he did, you know, they'd adjust to make them fit. A quarterback is a creature of habit. They want to touch the balls and make sure they fit what they want to do. So Brady's saying, I don't know, they felt all right to me. He doesn't know exactly how much they weigh, but he knows 12.5 ain't the right answer.
Michael Gianelli says people would, and Michael is a Patriots fan, says people would be naive to think that other teams never do anything whatsoever to get an edge, to your point. I think what's going to be interesting here ultimately is how Roger Goodell handles this. Because the investigation will presumably be finished before the Super Bowl. A lot of experts are predicting that Goodell will probably sit on the investigation results because he won't want to impact the Super Bowl.
Take away that shine.
However, as we all know, Roger Goodell has a bit of a public image problem right now in terms of how he handled the domestic violence issues within the league. The league has been dealing with drug issues. They've obviously got a concussion problem that they're trying to figure out. And now this. Yes, this reflects more specifically on the Patriots, but the buck will stop with Roger Goodell.
Now, something else to consider with Goodell. You remember Bountygate?
Yes.
He said because Peyton and them said, oh, we had no knowledge about that. It wasn't an excuse. So Brady and Belichick saying, we didn't know about it.
Right.
How's he going to stand?
Right. Goodell will have to walk the walk there, too.
Yep. This was the big talk on the street today. So our man on the edge, Robert Wilder, got your thoughts on what you think they knew.
I think they did. So this is the second time that New England has had controversy. Yeah. And I just think it's
surrounds them.
Yeah, it surrounds them. I mean, that's crazy. You got 24 footballs and 12 backup balls, and you got 12 that's
flat,
2 inches flat. So I mean, you know, it's.
How do you not know?
I mean, you as a head coach, you got to know something.
I can't imagine that an experienced quarterback would not feel the difference.
Right.
But I don't think they're guilty of deflating the football.
I see what you're saying. So they didn't do it.
But for the record, I should say I'm a New England Patriots fan.
That's your problem.
They would be in the Super Bowl.
If you're a professional football player, you should know if the football is deflated. You can tell if you're playing basketball, you can tell if the ball is deflating.
Yeah.
Definitely, I'm agreed.
So they're lying.
They are very, yes, they're deceitful.
How do people like these guys? They look up to them. They're liars.
I know.
Do you think the deflating of the balls actually helped them win by that much?
I would doubt it. So that's the thing that I still question why they would do it if it doesn't have any impact.
Again, Bill Belichick and Tom Brady both say they didn't know anything about deflating the footballs. Do you believe that? Facebook or tweet it?
Another like the rogue ball boy is just I'm gonna just deflate these balls in this championship game. Yeah. Other sporty stuff. The end of an era. Jeff Gordon says he's going to quit full-time racing at the end of this season. A decision he made last season, but waited until today to tell his family and team owner Rick Hendrick.
So do you think they'll finally let him win a chase this year? You know, to make up for all...
Some people are talking. So yeah. So the
Conspiracy.
conspiracy theorists who believe and perhaps rightly so that NASCAR is rigged are going to or have said so this will be the year that we see Jeff Gordon win.
I think it's kind of cool because he said he wanted to go out on his terms. He's got some young children that he wants to spend more time with because NASCAR is a grind.
Yeah.
Those guys work for 9 months out of the year. They're always on the road. They're always testing. Plus, he's got a lifetime contract with Hendrick Motorsports.
Yeah, it's weird because a lot of people work 12 months out of the year.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying.
I know, and I'm just teasing you, but come on.
Well, some people don't think I work 12 months out of the year.
There are lots of other things happening tonight.
Read it, that's in the clock time.
Guys, police in Tijuana, Mexico say someone tried to get a little tricky with a drone, intending to deliver 6 pounds of meth via airmail, but that drone crashed in a parking lot. The cops got it first. Why would you risk $3,000 worth of meth on a $1,400 drone?
Why would you ever do meth?
Point made.
Wait, did Reed just go, well? Reed, we're going to need you to take a random drug test after the
You're living in Mexico.
He has been a little more chatty lately. But it's interesting because the officials said they weren't going to use. There's no way they could have used this drone to take it across the border because it would have been seen. So probably something where they were transporting between neighborhoods.
Yeah.
But still, read the directions, people.
And from what I've heard, this is like one of the first times that a drone has been used in this capacity, and they've caught it. I'm sure not the first time it's ever been used, but that they've caught it.
Do you remember the big deal when Apple announced its upcoming smartwatch? Well, the latest reports show the thing's battery's only going to last 2.5 hours under heavy use. So you can tell what time it is based on that, I guess. Does that mean you're interested with the smartwatch at all to begin with?
Yeah, I mean, 2.5 hours, how can you get anything done?
Whatever. You're not even techie enough to even want a smartwatch.
No,
I don't want a smartwatch. I mean, Reed has one, and I kind of see his, and it's kind of like, oh, that's nifty. But what? I'm going to sit here doing all of this on my...
But that's what, if the thing dies and you can't even tell what time it is, why have it?
Apple, come on. Your stock is falling significantly. Up your game, kids. Come on now.
When it dies, you know it's 2.5 hours later than it was when you put it on your wrist. So that's how it works.
There you go, yeah.
This video is going to show up everywhere today. It's claiming to show Will Ferrell beating a St. Louis Pelicans cheerleader with a basketball, then being carted out of the building. But relax, this is just a movie scene. She is a stunt woman. Was it real enough to fool you, though?
Yes.
No. How did you bite on... Did you see the way her legs kicked up like something out of a Three Stooges cartoon?
Look, yes, but I know firsthand that there were people who were fooled by this.
Well, but I'm just saying, I mean, when you look at the video multiple times, you're like, okay, nobody reacted. Like, all the cheerleaders, they were just like, oh, and they ran to the girl.
Right.
You would think, I mean, if somebody did that to you, I would be all up in their face.
Right,
I mean,
protecting the girl,
I would look out for you, but I'd be like, hey, what did you do that for? No, man, people bit on that. Dumb.
One more thing to squeeze in before we go to break. This video that's going to flood your newsfeed tomorrow morning. A woman in Canada freaking out when she missed the ferry. We can't let you hear most of what she says, but it's pretty clear she doesn't think the ferry people have any idea what that ride meant to her.
What's that song from way back? Had a bad day. Da-da-da.
What a Looney Tune. So she missed the ferry by 5 minutes. she provides endless entertainment. I saw this happen something, I mean, not that crazy, but outside a Panthers game, you know, when you go through the bag check, your bag has to be a certain measurement or you have to have the clear bag. The girl's bag overlapped the measurements by like an inch. And the lady was like, I'm sorry, it's our rule. You've got to take your bag. Oh. And the girl went bananas. And her boyfriend, her husband, was just standing there like, it's okay, we'll just go back to the car.
I don't know her.
Yeah.
You crazy lady, I'm going in.
Yeah.
Forget State of the Union on every network. The president is reaching out to people in a much more modern way. YouTube interviews. But can the streaming stars asking him questions really get meaningful answers?
And later, Hope Solo about to run out of hope. Why some say her latest trouble might be the end of her soccer career.
Why are you always angry?
Once there was this prince, he came from like Syria, okay? And he lived with some peaceful monkeys outside his aunt's boyfriend's cabin and had an old sheepdog named Paco Sinbad. Move. Well, that guy bumped me.
Hey, simmer down, y'all. Yeah.
Give me a tiny boat and I'll sing all day.
Oh, who am I seeing? Who am I seeing? Vivian. Oh, she just saw me. Go.
It's silly but fun stuff from Bad Lip Reading, the YouTube channel that dubs over videos with what it looks like what the people are saying.
They did a new NFL clip just in time for the Super Bowl. Oh, wow. President Obama also made an appearance on YouTube today, a totally unique moment where he was interviewed by some of the site's biggest stars.
The idea was to reach a younger generation on important topics in a medium that they get. And then there was stuff like this.
Okay, my mama said whenever you go to somebody's house, you have to give them something.
Oh,
Don't come empty-handed.
Right.
So I have green lipsticks, one for your first wife.
My first?
I mean,
Do you know something I don't?
If you had any superpower, what would it be?
Any superpower. I guess, like, the flying thing seems pretty cool.
Oh, gosh.
So square.
The president did take weightier comments and questions from the group on education, weapons development, terrorism, and the economy. But of course, this is getting criticism across the board from people saying not the best move and perhaps not the appropriate treatment of an office such as the president.
Well, they said the same thing whenever Bill Clinton played the sax on Arsenio Hall. I mean, he's just being personable. He's just like, whatever, I got my 2 wins. Boom! That's all he needed to say.
Did you see, this isn't the first time he's done these sort of silly interviews. He did the Funny or Die talk show Between Two Ferns with Zach Galifianakis.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
But Zach is really skilled at that,
Yeah.
and it was a smarter sort of humor. This just seemed sort of like goofy and immature. U.S. soccer star Hope Solo catching another card, what she did did recently that got her a 30-day suspension.
It's Celebrity Edgity coming up next on The Edge.
Celebrity Edgity Hope Solo suspended from the U.S. soccer team thanks to her husband's Dewey. TMZ says he was driving the team's van drunk, and she was pretty slammed as well in the passenger seat and belligerent. Hope says she'll take the time to decompress from some recent stressful months.
Now, this might not be the end of her national team career, but it definitely puts a pin in it because she's on the north side of 30. There's some younger competition, and she just keeps stacking up issues as she goes along.
Yeah, and apparently the police who responded to this said that they really tried to sort of calm her down and keep her out of handcuffs, and they didn't want this to escalate because they knew who she was. They wanted her sort of taken into the hotel, but she just wouldn't calm down.
How awesome is this? Sylvester Stallone taking a group selfie for some guys who just finished running up the steps at the Philadelphia Museum of Art, like Rocky did in the original movie. Apparently, Sly likes to hang out there and surprise fans whenever he's in town, which he is. He's filming the Rocky spinoff Creed. So, Morgan, what movie star would you want to meet in their iconic location?
I'm going to have to think about this one. What, do you have an answer?
I can't go to the Matrix, so I thought about, I'd like to go to, like, the cave for Indiana Jones. You know, that would be cool.
See, I keep thinking for some reason of the movie Legends of the Fall and, like, the wide open. I know. You know what, Will? You can just go back into the newsroom.
There's more Edge, including the forecast, when we come back.
But right now, it's your last chance for today's headlines with my colleague, WCCB News at 10 anchor Will Kennedy.
Mine's Chewbacca on the Millennium Falcon, by the way. We could be in for a wintry mess tomorrow thanks to a weather system moving up from Texas. There is already a winter weather advisory for the mountains. Reg will have details on that in a moment. Saudi Arabia's King Abdullah is dead. He was 90 when he passed. President Obama praised him for taking bold steps in promoting peace. And Family Dollar announced today that it will combine with Dollar Tree, the deal worth $8.5 billion. Reg has that messy forecast next.